Hello again. Today is the end of month video. Well, I'm bringing you my end of month video today. So we'll just hop straight in. I started out this month. I did these Emperor's Children, Loyalist Emperor's Children for my Horus Heresy Imperial Army. Like to ally with them. These guys are all 3D printed, other than the arms and guns. All the arms and weapons are plastic arms and weapons that were, like, either converted or left over from the Mark 6 boxes, well, Mark 6 models that I got with the starter set for the previous edition of Heresy. Because when I bought that, I did not build any of the units in there as themselves. I did a lot of kit bashing and converting on all of them, and they will be in a video at some point in the future, because they are a heavily converted army. Well, for the most part, like, every model's got something going on with them. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Emperor's Children. I don't really take more than one picture. The reason why is because it was so hot when I took these pictures. I just wanted to get it done. So yeah, that's the Emperor's Children. Right, next up, I did these trees. That was the next thing I did this month. I did trees. I did a lot of trees. I did 2 big bases, 2 medium bases, and 2 small bases of trees. These are for just terrain in general. They're for wargaming, for everything, also for taking pictures with, as you would have seen them in my previous video if you watched that, although given how low the view count on that one is, it's unlikely that you've watched it, but basically, yeah, they're in there with lots of pictures of tanks in front of them. Next thing I did was all of these German tanks, except for the Ferdinand, the Ferdinand towards the back there. He was done towards the end of the month. But all of the tanks in my camouflage that was in my previous video, those are all done next. But before I did them, I did the Tiger at the front there, the one that's in the completely different camo to everyone else. That Tiger I did first. Then I did all the German tanks. Then whilst I was doing the German tanks, I did the following thing, which is these British Shermans for the 11th Armoured Division. These 2 Shermans have been waiting a while to get finished, and I just was like, fuck it, and I finished them, and that was what kicked off the whole idea of just getting work done on bolt action stuff, really, because, like, the German tanks were something I was just, like, experimenting with whilst I was working on those, and then I was like, you know what, yep, we're going in balls deep, if you will, into the painting and repainting of stuff. So following on from doing the British tanks and the German tanks, I then did about 3k points of German infantry. Could be wrong there. It's probably closer to 2k. But yeah, there's 4 squads of Panzer Grenadiers, 1 squad of veteran Heer infantry, because STG-44s. You can't take more than 5 on a squad of Panzer Grenadiers, I think. So yeah, 1 squad of Heer infantry, a bunch of officers, 3 Flak 88s, which you can see in the back, and a Flak 38 I custom made out of a extra piece from the Hetzer kit. A lot of Panzerschreck teams, well, there's 2 Panzerschreck teams, a bunch of machine gun teams, 2 light mortar teams, fuckload of stuff. That is the bulk of my German infantry that isn't Fallschirmjägers or Volksgrenadiers or Volkssturm Militia done. Those guys are the bulk of the force, and they are finished. I might be doing some touch-up work on the other stuff, but for the time being, that's that whole army done. It comes out to around 6,000 or so points of Germans, because, like, with the tanks and the infantry, because of just how much there is. OVs, in a legal game, you could not run all of that on the table. It would not be possible. But, you know, for scenario stuff, it could be enjoyable. Which is what me and my mates are liable to do, is big scenarios with tank battles and stuff, because my mate also has quite a few tanks, although not to the degree I have acquired tanks, but that's because I spent a whole year building up a tank force for my Germans a while back, and I need to do the same for my Soviets. But we'll get to that in a minute. So yeah, so following on from the Germans, I then did the Soviets, or at least I started my Soviet repaint project. Now this is a thing I've been thinking about for quite a while. When I did the Germans, I just kind of, it clicked in my head, and I went, you know what, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do my Soviets, because I am so sick of how they look, which you'll see some before and after pictures. Now, yes, some of the newer paint jobs look a bit, like in the close-ups they look a bit but they look a lot better at the, like, as in general. Overall, the whole army looks a lot, like the whole of the force that I've painted so far looks a lot better than it previously did. And is also, by default, a bit more accurately colored, because I actively went out of my way to get better and more accurate coloring on my dudes. Less of the cartoony, incredibly bright khaki, and more of the duller, drab khaki. So following on from that, well, that was it. I did these 51 Soviets. The two leaders for this platoon, for any of those who like the who like the much older Call of Duty games and not the newer, very cancerous ones, the leaders of my Soviet platoon are Reznov and Dmitry from Call of Duty World at War, because it's the best Call of Duty game, flat out. Which, frankly, that statement alone could bring a lot of shit into my comment section for absolutely no reason. Because it's not an opinion, it's objective fact. That is the best game in the franchise, and nothing will ever change that. Anyway, moving on from an incredibly loaded statement, I'm adding a new segment to my videos, which is what I'm doing next month, or at least what I'm gonna try and do next month. So, starting off, I'm going to get the rest of my Soviets finished. I've got 5 tanks and 71 infantry left to do. That sounds like a lot. For frame of reference, those 51 Soviet infantry you saw in the previous picture took me 2 painting sessions that were about 5 hours each. So, about 10 hours of work altogether. So all of that is not going to be an issue. Next up after that, I intend to work on my Chinese Kuomintang army for bolt action. Sadly, the Chinese don't have rules anymore, but they used to have rules, and that army was made when they did have rules, but has been updated for the new edition, where it's going to be run as effectively an early war German army in terms of rules. Which fits, because a lot of the units, because they're the 88th Infantry Division, which was a Chinese unit trained by the German army, they were given a lot of German equipment, so it makes sense to give them German rules, because they were trained by Germans and supplied by Germans, and were one of the more veteran regiments of the Chinese army at the time. So yeah, those guys are getting done next month. I'm probably going to do some more terrain. I'm going to try and get some more Inquisitors done, because something you'll notice is an absent from this video is I didn't do any of my Inquisitors this month. I'm annoyed at myself for that. I should have done at least one. But I didn't do any Inquisitors this month, because I wasn't feeling it particularly, which is very annoying, because there's still like 20 left to do out of them all. Oh, and I'm probably going to get some work done on my Conflict 47 army. Might start making posts weekly about what I'm working on that particular week, as like a bit of hype for the end of month video. I know that the videos I take in these end of month videos are kind of shitty. Once I get my proper setup for video making going, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start taking video instead of pictures. It's a little bit harder to make the video doing it like that, but it's gonna look nicer in the end result. So I'll probably have like some spinning shots of stuff. No, like, again, not to the same degree that I'll have in my, like, actual showcase videos, where it will be, like, much more in-depth with, like, every unit being shown in, like, in detail, but, you know, it's gonna be more of a, here's the whole army on a turntable for you to look at kind of thing. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna do that, but we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, so next month's gonna be a bit of a lighter month in terms of work, most likely, but never know. I might, who knows, maybe I'll get myself a bunch more Soviet tanks, even though I shouldn't, and I should wait and get some more in a few months instead of next month, but who knows, maybe I'll do something stupid like that. No, I won't. I'm saving up my money at the moment, because I don't want to fucking bankrupt myself buying fucking tanks. But yeah, so no, I know I'm talking to myself a little bit here, but no, so the plan is next month, yeah, get all that stuff done, and then we'll we'll hopefully have another interesting end of month video. But to leave it at that, I'm not trying to reach a word count, just to be clear, I'm not trying to reach a word count or anything, or a time limit, although it is just convenient that it has been a 10-minute video or so. But with all that bullshit said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. If I make a next video, I will be making a next video, don't worry about that. But I hope to see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you've been working on this month, as I'm always interested to hear what people are doing. And thank you for watching.